Bato the Ghost Rider Show, rated E for everyone.
Incredible.
You're listening to Bato the Ghost Rider Show.
Hello everybody, welcome to today's podcast. This is Bato the Ghost Rider, thanking you for tuning in, because God knows I know you have options. Today's podcast, I want to talk about a little bit about what I talked about in the last one. Now, the last podcast, I was a little too, I was sick. I'm still dealing with it. Man, it's been the worst case of the flu I've had. I mean, the last time I had the flu this bad is when I took the flu shot. Whoa, I said I never again. And I didn't take the flu shot. It's just that it's been that bad. I mean, at work, people get better. Then they do a little relapse. Is that what we're looking for? The word I'm looking for? Bottom line is that it's everywhere, and people get better they're good for 1 week. Then they relapse back. They take the bug, mutate it, spit it out back to you. And then we give it to our little micro humans, which they take it, mutate it, give it back to us, and we take it back to work, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and that's how it is. Bottom line is, I've been dealing with that, so that was bringing me down. On top of that, what happened in Florida was like, you know what? That was an eye opener. Come on, seriously, it hurts. And then we have these kids that are being forced to become activists, to do something. And then they're being attacked, saying that they're crisis actors. Because what? Because certain groups want to continue to make money off guns. It is a big business. No doubt about it. And money makes money makes the world go round, right? But bottom line is, we need to apply common sense now. Come on. We can't continue to do what we're doing and expect a different result. We always say, we arm a good guy with a gun, he stops a bad guy. Oh, there was a security guard there, an armed security. I don't know if he was a government deputy, or if he was just a regular security guard that was armed. But bottom line is, he had a gun and he did nothing to stop the gunman. Let that sink in. Alrighty, so where we're getting at is don't get me wrong, I like my guns too. I support the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. I just think we need stricter gun control. Not everyone who can buy one is fit to own one. So there needs to be, definitely the background checks, they need to pay more attention to that. They need to, any signs of mental issues, you can't have one. You may want one, but if there's any, history of violence or, throughout your school, whatever, that needs to be taken into consideration. And yes, it sucks. Basically because you're telling somebody, no, you can't have one. But it's probably for the best when it's all said and done. But anyway, that's just what I'm saying. I like my guns, but I love my children. And I want them to have a future. So, what's going on right now, these kids like Emma Gonzalez, who they're hardcore going after politicians, and you force them to. Sadly, this tragedy has forced them to choose what their purpose in life is. Isn't it funny that it has to come to something like this for people to start moving around, start doing the right thing? And you know what? Even with these things, some people have become so desensitized because it's become business as usual. Another shooting. Whatever. All right. that, I mean, they ridicule what's going on. They don't, oh, you know, it's this tree huggers, those liberals, they're trying to take our guns, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It ain't about liberals. It ain't about conservatives, which seriously, I don't know how you can describe yourself as a conservative right now. Oh, you know, let's be realistic. Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, let's do what's right for our children. Now, a tragic event, you know, December 7th, back in when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, right? They awoke a sleeping giant. I believe Parkland, Florida awoke a sleeping giant. And that sleeping giant is all our teenagers that are going to become of legal age to vote. They are going to rock this nation. And you know what? I really hope so, because it needs to be rocked. Politicians that are there for their personal gains and no longer serving the public but serving themselves need to be voted out. One of the things that I've always said, that it's probably part of the problem, I mean, nobody should be a lifer in Congress. 2 terms, just like the president, get out. Let somebody else. And like I said, we need people that are with a service mentality. You know, you are public servants. It's funny, you know what? Talking politics depresses me. It's like, and it makes me upset. I don't want to, but I have no choice, because that's the problem. If we don't say anything, if we just keep our mouth shut all the time, we never voice out our concerns, we go unheard. Nobody ever pays attention, and we need to make change. We need to make noise. We need to do what needs to be done to protect our children, and that's the big thing. So register to vote, and you might already be a registered voter, and you might, like I said, you may be, what can I say, this Republican, conservative, and always think about your children, think about your great-grandchildren. I mean, it happened to them this time. It could be at your children's school next time. And the idea of arming the teachers, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Not all teachers are fit to be armed. And of course, there could be the argument, well, yeah, we'll arm only the ones that are fit. You know what? Basically, you would have to train them like police officers. They already have too much on their plate. They don't get paid enough to begin with. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, we need to pay our teachers more, because they deal with a lot of crap to begin with. But to throw that responsibility on top of that, well, you may have a crazy Yahoo there like, yeah, give me a gun. I mean, seriously. We all know, we all had teachers. I mean, that I had some teachers in my life that they were cool as hell, but the last thing I'd want to see is a gun in their hands. And then there's always that, there's this tweet that somebody put out there. I can't remember who, but I remember reading it, the words, because the words sunk in. Imagine being a young teenage girl alone with that one teacher that is known to be the creep. That looks at girls too much, stares a little too much. He's just a creep. And he's already scary enough as it is. You being that young teenage girl, 13, 14 years old, in that room with that teacher for whatever reason, after school detention or whatever. And then add on top of that the knowledge that the creepy teacher is packing heat. Let that sink in too. Well, like I said, politics is not something I'd like to talk about. I will tell you straight up, I hate politics with a passion. politics have a tendency to... Politics and religion, man. You want to have an argument, you want to lose friendships. Politics and religion. All I can tell you right now is we need to do something to protect our children. And on that note, we're gonna switch the subject here. Now that like I said, Pot to the Ghostwriter, I like to bring a smile to your face and, I don't know, just talk about different things that happen. But since we're on the subject of politics and losing friendships, it's funny, but over this past week, I lost a friendship of over 15 years. Over... Oh, wow. Hold on. It's crazy. Over Donald Trump. Can you believe that? Yeah. Sorry, guys. Gotta hit my Monster drink right now. Oh, no, they're not an endorsement, by the way. It's just personal choice right now. But what I'm saying is, I had a friend that I met many years ago before he was old enough to vote. Before he got involved in politics. Because right now the kid, like I said, smart kid. And he may have unfriended me on Facebook, which I guess nowadays that's like real life for a lot of people. But like I said, to me, he'll always be my friend because I'm above all this. You know what I'm saying? If one day he wants to be like, hey man, you know what? Sorry about that, or even if he doesn't apologize, you know what? No apology needed. I'm just gonna put it out there. Bottom line is, obviously on political landscape, we're pretty opposite. We have opposite views. He's very pro-Trump, and well, I think Rock or Jack from Jack in the Box would have been a better president. That's just my political opinion. But bottom line is, okay, obviously, apparently, I've lost a friend because, obviously, somebody shared with me a post where, the helicopter blows the hair, and he got all upset over that one. And all I'm saying is, seriously, dude? I'm like, but anyway, it is what it is. This is what I'm saying. Politics and religion. I mean, some people will throw away a 15 plus year friendship for someone who doesn't care about them or doesn't give two craps about you. But I mean, like I said, hey, you know what? You ever come across this podcast, I'm gonna tell you, kid, no hard feelings, no animosity towards you. You want to hit me up just to chat. Like I said, I've always been very proud of all your achievements. So, you'll always have a friend in me. That's just what I wanted to say when it's all said and done. Other than that, like I said, this is one of the reasons why Pot of the Ghostwriter hates talking politics, hates talking religion and stuff like that, because people just fly off the handle. Hey, heck, football will do it sometimes, I guess. So sports, religions, and politics. You gotta be careful with that. So anyway, just putting that out there. And, I hope you all have a good weekend. More than ever, I'll tell you, live each day like it's your last one, because it very well could be. Take the time to be with your loved ones, your friends. Tell them you love them. Show them you love them, because that neat junk is important. It's what makes life worth living. Have a good one. Till next time.
Incredible.